Hey everybody, I'm here to do Free Tarot Fridays. I'm Tiffany and this is the Wise Guys channel. I'm trying to look at two screens at once, so thanks for your patience. Wise Guys is a metaphysical counseling company. We offer one-on-one client services, readings that specialize in psychic work as well as human design, astrology, Akashic records, 9-star key mediumship. And on Fridays we get together to do a little reading. So hi, welcome everybody that's here on Instagram, and hi everybody that's here on Facebook, and hi everybody out there on YouTube. So I'm glad that you're here, and we're just going to use this beautiful Christmas deck to see what is it that we need to hear for the weekend ahead. So this is just a fun, entertaining reading. Maybe it provides a little extra insight and guidance for you. And we're just going to clear the deck and start by thinking about our Aries friends. Alright, so this one fell out. So these two fell out. So let's go with it. And let's just see what comes up for Aries. We get the Tower card and an 8 of Swords. Alright. So to me, this looks like something's changing pretty significantly in your life. It looks like a pretty big pivot, and things can feel pretty topsy-turvy. So this might not be a weekend of rest. It almost feels like no rest for the weary in a way, you know what I mean? That 8 of Swords is like it's happening quickly. Like things are flying, like things are coming at you quickly. But then we also have this Tower card, which, like, what is happening quickly? The fastness of it all, the speed of it. It almost feels like maybe you're rushed as you are ending the new year, as you're ending the year. It feels like this sense of kind of urgency. And so if you're feeling rushed, if you're feeling like things are changing quickly, what are some antidotes to that? You know, where can you slow down a little bit? Where can you pause and think about, like, does it matter? Am I trying to prove something? Am I trying to get something done that doesn't need to be getting done right now by me? Right? And so I'm just sometimes acknowledging too, like, wow, this year happened really quickly. Like, we're in a 5-year in numerology where we feel a little bit scattered, where we feel a little bit like, how are we in December? How is it December 17th already, right? So yes, Lynn, thank you so much. I appreciate you wanting to listen to the January podcast. January does look really good. All right, so that's Aries. Feels like things are happening fast, changing quickly. That can be good too, you know, when you catch like when you're going to the river here in Texas in the summer, you want a fast moving stream. You don't want to get on the river and have to like paddle the whole way. So maybe there's a part of you too that is enjoying that faster vibe. Hi Leisha, hi Marilyn. Let's clear for Taurus. And so what is it that our Taurus friends need to hear for the month of, for the weekend? Alright, let's clear for Taurus. What do our Taurus friends need to hear this weekend? Alright. 2 cards for you guys. Also getting the Tower card. You saw how much I shuffled, right? So this is significant to me. The Page of Wands came out reversed too. And so I feel like this can be like a little bit too much too fast if you've allowed something into your life and it feels a little bit like too much, overwhelming. Maybe you've overcommitted even. So you might be looking also at taking some stuff off of your calendar this weekend and seeing where you might want to go with the flow to allow things to change, to allow yourself the time to respond to the life that's coming to you instead of like planning and going and doing. Taurus Moon Tower, yeah, she says, okay, yeah, you know, but the Tower card isn't all bad, right? Like this Tower card is actually pretty innocent and sweet. It just is an omen of change, right? It reminds us that the foundation is really, really important. And for Taurus especially, it's really, really important. Uranus is in Taurus right now. So lots of things are very Tower card feeling in your world, in the Taurus world right now. But the Tower card reminds me, have you built a foundation on bricks or have you built a foundation on sand? And so just worth being, you know, aware of. So hi Terry and other Marianne. Alright, we're clearing now for Gemini. So we're just going in order. We're just clearing for Gemini. And what is it that our Gemini friends need to hear for the weekend? Just a quick fun reading, a little glance, a little insight, a little wisdom. Clearing for Geminis. Okay. Alright, we get the Lovers reversed and the Four of Pentacles reversed. Alright, so to me it looks like lovers' quarrels can be possible here, Gemini. It could be really like you're seeing things from one perspective and they're seeing them from another. Gemini is so great because it has that ability to see things from both sides. But right now I feel like maybe concentrating on getting your side seen and heard would be more beneficial for you. You would feel better instead of coming at it with this really holistic kind approach of I see what you're seeing, I see what you're seeing, I understand what you're saying. Maybe instead of all that kind of people-pleasing type of understanding, maybe it would be more beneficial for you to just be like, look, this is how I'm feeling. And any area where you've had a duality, where you've been maybe acting one way but feeling a different way, maybe that can be sorted through and cleared up at some small level this weekend, right? Okay. So, or some big level if you want. Let's clear for our Cancer friends and see what our Cancers need to hear for the weekend ahead. Clearing for Cancers. It is Friday, right? I'm second guessing myself. It is Friday. Yeah, okay. Clearing for our Cancers. Hi, Colette. We've got the Star here and the Ten of Pentacles. Alright, so yes, they were reversed. The Star here and the Ten of Pentacles for Cancers. And so this can feel like maybe something is paying off, but it's causing you quite a bit of selfless service. It's causing you quite a bit of sacrifice in some ways. And so maybe some of you Cancers want to revisit what you're sacrificing, or what the sacrifice you're making will allow you to do, is how I would read that, right? So Cancers out there, if you're feeling a little bit on the martyr side of things, where it's like, I've done all of this for you, and you're blah, 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 like, but maybe checking in with yourself about that would be useful. It does look like it's going to take some hard work and some sacrifice in whatever you're going through, so being able to pace yourself through that would be very helpful. Knowing how to organize and frame your energy would be helpful, because it does look like you're going to have a good payoff. It's going to be good, it's going to work out fine, but it is going to require you to give of yourself. And so you can't give of yourself if you don't have a full cup, that type of a thing. So just knowing maybe I need to pace and orient myself. I'm like shaking this like an old lady. All these things, you know. But anyways, you get the idea. All right, after Cancer comes Leo. And so just taking a deep breath in and out, asking for universal guidance for any Leos watching, just clearing for Leo. What do our Leos need to hear? Okay. We get a Four of Cups reversed and a Seven of Cups. Alright, Leos. So, to me this means that you do have a lot of options, and maybe you're having a hard time choosing, or maybe you're having a hard time understanding or discerning. And so to me this pairing is about discernment and really being choosy with your energy, choosy where you put your love, choosy where you put your resources. It could be that you've plugged into something that is kind of draining for you, and you haven't quite been aware of that or acknowledged it or understood it yet. And so maybe plugging up some of the draining areas of your life would feel good to you. So this is for Leos. So where do you need to kind of put the plug in the jug and you know, stop the bleeding, like that type of a thing is what that feels like to me. What deck am I using? Marilyn is asking. I don't know what it's called. There's no card in here. It's like the Old World Christmas deck. Maybe it'll just organically pop out. Oh yeah, okay. Vintage Christmas Tarot by Wisdom by KK. I don't know if you want to screenshot that, but that's where I'm at. This is a gift from Shelly in our Inner Circle group, so thank you, Shelly. It's the only Christmas decoration I have going on right now. Alright, I'm going to change it, don't worry. It's going to be very winter solstice-y very soon. Let's clear for Virgos. What do our Virgos need to hear? Clearing for Virgos. Okay. Alright. We get the Five of Pentacles reversed, the Death card reversed. Clearly I'm holding this deck the wrong way. But let's just read it that way. So this is a personal challenge. This is something that maybe you've given yourself a hard time over. It feels like, do you just not know when enough is enough? Do you not know when to let go? Do you not know when to call it quits? Have you hung on to something a little bit too long, Virgo? Are you holding a grudge? Are you not doing something that you need to be doing? This is the idea that something that you needed to let go of and didn't or couldn't for some reason. And maybe this is the season. Maybe this is the weekend to really face it and consider it and see what would be better off if you just didn't pay attention to it, didn't give it any more of your focus, right? That's what it feels like. Something that you hung on to a little bit too long because you didn't know when enough was enough, right? Does that ring a bell for anybody? Okay, and then after Virgo comes Libra. What do our Libra friends need to hear? Just a special message for Libra, some guidance that would be useful for the weekend ahead. Alright, we get the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands. Again, it's happening quickly. Things are changing. Fate's going in your favor, right? So Libras, look, you get the Wheel of Fortune. That really is about taking a risk. It's about taking a leap of faith. It's about going in a new direction and having some adventure about it, having some excitement about it. Sometimes, like, I get the Wheel of Fortune card and I think about this time I had a really bad job for a really long time and I quit and I didn't have a plan, and that's kind of Wheel of Fortune-y. I had a little panic after that, but things work out, you know. Things work out 100% of the time. You're here, you've made it through some challenging phases here, Libra, some real challenging phases, but things are going to turn around. They're going to go in a new direction quickly. So just keep kind of claiming what it is that you want here, like that. What excites you is what I would say with the Wheel of Fortune card. So Libra, getting in touch with what excites you and creating that momentum, that energy, that blessing ball around it, so that it can come forward. There's a lot of good energy to take advantage of in January and February and March and April. Even though the United States is starting our Pluto return, I get it, there's still a lot of really good signposts to work with, especially culturally, especially if you're in the arts. So keeping that in mind, you know, what are you trying to take a risk on is yourself, your own creativity, your own creative expression, doing something different than everybody thinks who you are. Maybe you've been a teacher your whole life and everybody thinks that you are a teacher. You don't have to be that anymore, right? Like permission. All right, clearing for our Scorpios. What is it that our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend? Just some quick, easy, insightful information, guidance from Spirit. Okay. The Justice card and the Death card reversed. So similarly, Scorpio, have you hung on to something too long that isn't good for you, that isn't healthy for you? Are you in a situation that was dead a long time ago that you need to let go of? Is something not growing in your garden, right? The Judgment card, to me, indicates you don't have to have any, it doesn't have to be right or wrong. The karma police don't have to come out. In fact, they are coming out, and you don't have to involve yourself. You don't have to fix things. You don't have to argue. You don't have to defend. You don't have to explain. You really just need to focus on resting and using your life force energy in a way that is of integrity for you, right? So the Justice card reminds me of your standards of integrity. And so is there some area where that doesn't feel, you know, whole? That's probably riding on your energy system, that's riding on your nervous system, right? So all of us have a little bit of that message going on today. Are you hanging on to something because you didn't know when enough was enough? Or are you getting in the way of something that is trying to transmute, that's trying to mutate, that's trying to change? It's your very core nature to change and transmute things, right, Scorpio? So if you are avoiding that skin shedding, then you're going to naturally feel a little bit more clogged up energetically, right? So keeping that in mind. All right, and then let's clear for our Sagittarius. What is it our Sagittarius friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just clearing for Sag. All right. I'm going to guess what card it's going to be. I had it wrong. All right, Temperance reversed here, and the Hermit. All right, so Sag, it looks like a little bit of alone time, a little bit of indulgence is necessary. It looks like it would be a good time for you to indulge a little bit on something. And so what is it that you want to treat yourself to is how I would read this. You know, it looks like Marilyn's saying that she's got a 60th birthday on the full moon. How beautiful. What a great time to treat yourself to something, to come full circle with something. So Sagittarius, where do you want to indulge yourself a little bit? All right. After Sag comes Capricorn. Welcome, Sarah. All right, clearing for Capricorn. So 4 cards fell out. Should we just do them all? King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Sun reversed, and the 6 of Swords. All right, Capricorn. What did I say first? King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. All right, so it looks like you're leading your life in a new direction. It looks like you actually are more interested in your service work than you are. It's like your own desire for your life is changing, and you just kind of want something different. Like maybe you always owned this particular business and you're just ready to sell it and do something different, right? This Sun reverse to me indicates not that there's a lack of vitality or interest in life. It indicates to me that you just are feeling a little bit upside down, maybe even a little bit confused about the direction that you're taking. But that whole King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands to me means that you're going boldly forward. So you're having bravery, you're having courage, and I would encourage you, Capricorn, to look up those words, brave and courage. What do they mean? What do they mean to you? Where have you been brave and courageous before? And are you recreating some old patterns? Is there something that you want to change? I feel like you're going to be really successful as long as you are the one leading the show here, as long as you're the one guiding here. You're going to be fine. So don't ask a whole lot of other people for their input or opinion on what project you want to do next. You already know, and the winds are blowing in your direction. So go forward, go for it. After Capricorn comes Aquarius. So I always feel a little bit awkward when I have both screens going at the same time because I don't want anybody to get left out. So if you're wondering why I'm looking in 2 directions, or if you're sensing that I'm feeling weird about it, you're right. And I don't know if I like it, and I don't know if I'll continue to do it this way. Alright, after Capricorn comes Aquarius. Just checking in with our Aquarius Nation. What little piece of insight or guidance would be useful? Here we go with the 6 of Wands again. The Queen of Wands. Pull over another card for some reason. It's the Devil. And so this is about really having a lot of confidence and confidence in yourself. And this is also being ready for anything. And so being fully prepared, confident, ready for anything. Like the Queen of Wands, you know, she's got a yoga bag, she's got a hiking bag, she's got a generator, she's got a warm meal in the oven. She's just ready for life, ready for anything. And so I feel like this is great advice for the season that you're going through, but also specifically this weekend, you know. So being ready for anything, Aquarius, and going forward with confidence. Okay, now we come to the Pisces show. Aquarius, yes, rising social justice, yes. All right, clearing for Pisces, and what is it that our Pisces friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Guys, the 2022 forecast is up at wiseskiescollective.com. It's in the tools section in the blog. So let me just make sure I don't forget to say that. Alright, for Pisces, we've got a 5 of Pentacles and a 3 of Cups. Alright, very interesting. I feel like maybe you've got to divide your time, or you feel like you've got to divide your time a lot this weekend. And maybe you're preparing for some holiday stuff. Maybe you're in a different season where you're incorporating more families or more friends, or you're considering a wider circle of people, or you're having to serve a lot of people. It just feels like this is a very active time. And so again, recovering your energy in a way that feels really natural so that you can have your full battery is going to be important. I just feel like maybe everybody wants you, you know, and that's a good position to be in. But just being careful about who you say yes and no to so that you can reserve your creative life force as needed. Alright guys, so I hope everybody has a very good holiday, good solstice, good weekend ahead. If none of this resonated, no worries. We'll do a quick card for all of us, a universal reading. You know, sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't, so take what you want and leave the rest. Be sure to read the astrology forecast for the rest of December, January, and all of 2022 at wiseskiescollective.com. We do have a monthly membership. We got a couple of new people today, so I'd love to welcome you guys. The monthly membership gives you an area on the website where you can log in and get special access to some of our VIP stuff. So next month, the VIP members only stuff has to do, we have April doing an enneagram class live, so she'll work with you live on what your enneagram number is. Leisha is doing a live Zoom call to help you understand more about your human design. So whether you've had a session with us or not, you're welcome as a member to get on the Zoom call and ask questions. Jen is going to show us the 9-star key shifts. April is going to do an Akashic record reading for the membership group. And of course I'll do astrology and tarot. Alright, so here's our universal card. The 3 of Pentacles. So just know that we're in process. We're working on it. Okay, we're working on it. We're working on it. That's pretty much what this card is about. We're working on our greatest life mission. In the old deck it has like that beautiful stained glass window, and so know that you're working on a higher project. That Rome wasn't built in a day, that things take time and patience and kindness, and our ideas change over time. So just know that you're working on it. You got this. It's going to be a great weekend no matter what the weather does out there. We're facing this big, huge Saturn-Uranus square. It's the 3rd of 3. And I'm curious how it's going to go, you know. So, sending you guys lots of blessings. I really appreciate you being here, and until we can work together again, either one-on-one or through the membership, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'll say goodbye to Instagram first, and namaste to everybody else on YouTube and Facebook.